If nobody had heard Am I Selfish for the first time, I would describe it as like soulful, alternative, acoustic, singer-songwriter. Don't expect like a lot of production, just expect like a song that speaks to the heart. It's funny, the inspiration behind this song, Am I Selfish, and quite a few other songs always starts on the guitar. I remember I was sitting one day and I played the little intro line, dun 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 dun, and then I had like a hummed melody, and then one day I was with a buddy of mine at his place and it was like super late at night, and then he was like tired, so he went to sleep, and I remember pulling out my guitar and that thing, because it had been like playing in my head like over and over again, that same like da 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 da. It just kept playing. And so I was like, dude, I gotta write something. So then I actually pulled out my phone and I was going through like my camera roll, because all of my songs, they need to come from like genuine experiences. And so when you see a photo, it like sparks like some kind of memory that then the song can come from. So I was scrolling and I accidentally scrolled to like a photo that was like on my very first photos on the camera roll. And it was a photo of like an old friend that I had, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then all the memories just came flooding about this person I used to like be so obsessed with, but I never told them anything. At the time that I saw the photo, they actually had just gotten married. She had just gotten married. So I was like, dang, just a lot of like feelings and memories. And so that's the whole thing. It was like, I'm happy for this person because they're actually incredible, but like, I was like, is it kind of selfish that like, I kind of wanted that, like a little bit, And so that's kind of what started the whole thing. It was that whole thing. And then I remembered all the stories of how I remembered her, and those became like the whole verses and everything. The song process was like absolutely crazy. I remember the song, I wrote it one day, and then like a week later, I was with my buddies, and that was when the song was like produced and recorded in one evening. And the song was like written in like an hour, the lyrics, but then the music, I remember I was with a friend of mine and I was like, dude, I have this song, I need to like record it to hear it, because I couldn't stop singing this melody. I remember we set up like 2 mics in his closet. I pulled out the guitar and I just started like playing it, playing different variations, and then like the real like bass of the song was like the guitar. So for me, the guitar had to like feel like the vibe of this song, like intimate. And so I sit, with the guitar and play it over and over again. Now let's do it again. It has to feel like that certain way. After that, I was like, okay, we got a good solid ground. So then I wanted to add like a few little pieces. I added some more like guitar little sparkles or like sprinkles, just to add like texture. And then the last thing I did was just harmonies. I love harmonies. So in the last chorus, the harmonies hit and it's just like, it feels so good. It just like, it like holds you, bro. Yeah. There is definitely one little piece in the production that nobody will really, you miss it, and it's only really heard in the beginning. The way I was recording the guitar, I play the part by like sliding it, okay? So every time I was sliding it, there was actually this weird like creaking sound that happens every time I slide. And it just so happens that that part became like a rhythmical part in the guitar, but it's so subtle. I remember listening back and we were choosing the takes, and I needed this one because I tried playing it a few different ways with the technique, but I needed this one because it felt like you were sitting in a room like listening to the song versus like a produced song. It's definitely in the beginning, it's like with the slides of the guitar, when you listen to it, it's like a really small piece. My favorite lyric in the song has got to be, it's in one of the verses. It says, my mama thought that we get married. I don't know if I should tell her that you took his name instead. Stop, bro. It's like, yeah, that hurts. Like you can feel the hurt of that lyric. And that was what I wanted. It's funny because with this lyric, my mother actually knew this girl. And I think she knew that I always used to speak so highly of her all the time. And I remember like many years later, I remember my mom saying to me, I thought you were gonna marry this girl. And so I was writing, looking at this picture of this person, and I was like, in the moment, man, my mom used to like constantly say, man, I thought you were gonna marry this girl, and now she's married to somebody else, while I was looking at this picture. So I wasn't trying to like do anything really deep. It was just like actually what happened in my life. Like my mom thought I was gonna get married to her, and she got married to someone else. So it makes that lyric in the chorus where it's like, am I selfish to think that should be me? It feels like you get there, you know? I think if there was one lyric that felt like really personal and was kind of scary to write about, it would be one of the lyrics in the second verse. It says, I'm alone in my apartment, holding my guitar in my hand, singing to a photo of you. I don't know, something about that was like, I don't know if anyone else does that, you know? So I felt like it was like, oh, people around me were gonna look at me kind of weird if I was writing about that, but I had to keep it because it's like, the song was so honest for the rest of it, like it had to keep with that, you know, like be completely honest. My perspective has changed through the history of the song because obviously I was like going through a lot at the time of writing that song emotionally, and I think now I'm in a very different headspace. And that song was kind of written for me at the time, but now I feel like it can be something that somebody else can listen to and really be like, whoa, that's me right now. Like this is happening to me. I feel like I'm in this exact situation, which is what I think like the art of songwriting is to be able to share with people, you know, that people would feel like they're with you in that moment when you sing that song, even if you wrote it for yourself. So I think I look at it now as like handlebars for somebody that's kind of going through that, to be like, you're not alone. Someone's been there with you, you know, and it was me.